Hello everyone, my name is Arkadiusz and I would like to welcome you to my presentation about RFSwarm project support by NICE project. About me, I am a QA intern at NICE project and I am working with robot framework for 1 year. Currently a second year student at the Wrocław University of Science and Technology. I have always been open to new experiences and learning new skills, so I'm delighted that I can participate in this contribution. I am still quite new to the robot framework community, but with each project I gain more and more knowledge and confidence, which allows me to create and optimize automated tests more effectively. How the contribution began. Our collaboration with Dave began at the end of March this year. The primary goals of this project were to create test cases for the user interface tools and resolving some bug fixes that will show up during testing process. My role in the project team was to support the developer mainly to implement regression tests that the developer came up with and other fields that would be required at the time. This allowed the developer to focus more on the application development. This collaboration project with RFSawrm developer was initiated by Adam Hepner and Jerzy Głowacki from NICE project, who were always there to help me and provide value advice, for which I am incredibly grateful. Regression testing. My main task was to help Dave with regression testing, which was designed to test the RFSwarm applications after making code changes into it, in order to ensure that no new defects have been created as a result of the changes, or that previously undetected defects had not manifested themselves in the unchanged part of the software. Currently, these tests are executed using GitHub runners as part of our automated workflows defined in GitHub Actions. The tests are run on all 3 operating systems, Windows, Linux and macOS. In addition, we also run tests on Python versions from 3.9 to the latest 3.12 to ensure that the application runs perfectly on all platforms and supported Python versions. Currently, all applications of the RFSwarm project are being tested, i.e. Manager, Agent and Reporter, which Manager containing the most tests as it is the most important part of the RFSwarm ecosystem. The test development process. The contribution is made from the NICE project fork via pull requests. The project management tool that we use for tracking tasks and progress is GitHub Issues. As the collaboration continued, the to-do list grew over time, and testing has now covered almost every aspect of the RFSawrm project, not only user interface. At this point, the RFSawrm application has many more tests than it did at the start of the collaboration, and making changes to the code are no longer uncertain as before. There are still things that require testing, but most of the fundamental areas are already covered. During the development of the tests, it was possible to find some bugs that caused the applications not to function correctly. These bugs were immediately fixed, and RFSwarm is now in better shape than before. The challenges during test development. One of the biggest challenges that I encountered was making all the tests work equally on all 3 platforms. There were situations where some tests did not work on one of the platforms, which required a special approach and often a change in the whole test architecture. However, the benefit of testing the RFSawrm application on all three platforms is so great that changing the entire test logic was simply worth it. The second challenge was the handling of user interface in tests. We are currently using the image horizon library, which clicks GUI elements using pre-saved images that reflect the thing being clicked. We plan to change this tool to Selenium or browser library in the future because these libraries have more tools and easier ways to click on items. This will be possible by the implementation of the Python im module, which allows for creating Electron-like offline HTML/JS GUI apps. The applications will then be usable with a better new interface, but tkinter will still be there as an emergency user interface. Collaboration with Dave. When I started working with Dave, I was still learning Robot Framework. This collaboration was also to teach me this powerful automation framework. Dave was an incredibly good teacher and was always there to give me some advice. He explained me all the things I have problem with in a clear and easy way. Thanks to this collaboration, I am much more familiar with the Robot Framework now, and I am happy with it. The collaboration with Dave has produced a lot of satisfying results, which I will talk about on the next slide. What was achieved and the result of the cooperation. During these 7 months, me and Dave were focused mainly on regression testing RFSwarm. At this point, around 150 different tests have been achieved, which actively ensure the quality of the RFSawrm project. In addition, we were able to fix errors that were related to the logic of the RFSawrm applications and some user interface bugs. Fixing these bugs has improved the stability of the RFSawrm applications and their performance. I was also happy to have been involved not only in the development of the regression tests, but also in solving application bugs. In this way, I was able to help the developer not only in testing, but also in actively developing the RFSwarm project. In addition, I was also able to improve my programming skills, which is very satisfying for me. We were able to release 3 new versions of RFSwarm during these 7 months, which mainly focused on bug fixes and testing, but also included new features. The 4th update we have been working on is still in development, and it is the largest of the rest. It is a major update, and I cannot wait for it to come out. The RFSawrm community is growing all the time, and I am extremely happy to be part of this project. In the future, we plan to continuously improve the existing regression tests and add new ones that to test areas that have not yet been covered, or newly added features. Our current tactic is to create the regression tests as soon as a new feature is added. There are still a few tests to be done, but the piece of the test development is currently satisfactory for me and the developer. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Finally, I would like to say a big thank you to the NICE project for the opportunity to gain new knowledge and to to the Dave for his great help and teaching me during this project. Goodbye.